So you're struggling to make an original character. Go to Pinterest and nothing. You say, I'll just do it tomorrow and call it a day. Same thing happens until you get burnt out. Don't worry, I got you. I'll teach you an easy way to make characters that are both interesting and fun. Before that, an upgrade. Ask yourself if you're struggling to make a character, or are you struggling to make your characters interesting? If it's the former, then I think studying fundamentals further will prove to be more useful for you. But if it's the latter, then we can begin. Now, let's dissect the topic so that we can further understand what's actually going on inside. What makes a character unique? Is it their outfit, hairstyle, personality, face, voice, color, story, power? Easy answer is yes. Obviously, right? But think about it. Do you really need all these elements to create a compelling character? Not really. I made this chart to aid us in pinpointing specifics. Ever watch Hunter x Hunter? It's kinda like the Nen chart. I've separated each and every aspect of what makes a character interesting. Appearance is how the character looks. Are they blonde? Are they muscular? What is the design of their eyes? Color is, well, their color harmony, and lights. Setting is where in the world they are. Is it hot or cold, futuristic or medieval? Power is how strong they are. Animalistic features such as tails, horns, wings, etc. Personality. Do they have a deep voice? How do they act? Shape language. Story is what is currently happening. Example would be a character running to catch a thief. Their overall story, piercings, scars, dyed hair, tattoos, basically anything that changes the norm. Dynamism, how good are your poses, etc. Last but not least, art style. How exaggerated and or simplified are your forms? Basically, a cheat code to bypass all these aspects. Okay, I'll start giving examples. Kirito, Aaron short hair, Maki. What do they have in common? They're pretty generic. Appearance-wise, don't get mad. Think about it though. Black hair, simple appearance, overall a normie look, right? It's something you always see in real life. So, what makes them an interesting character? Everything else. All these characters excel in story, power, and personality. See? That's when nuance comes in. You don't have to hit all these aspects to make an interesting character. Saitama, Denji, Yor, Gintoki. These characters have more interest in my opinion. Denji has sharp teeth, Yor has red eyes, Gintoki has white light blue hair, and Saitama is, well, he's bald. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, Soul Eater. These characters excel in art style, basically bypassing all other aspects and makes the characters immediately interesting and eye-catching. Knowing these things, we can immediately grade characters based on multiple factors. Question is, does more mean better? Yes, but not necessarily. It's kinda like your school grades, you just need to pass. Higher is definitely better, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Now, let's put this into practice. I'll gather references on Pinterest and make multiple characters using the same references but with different grades in the chart. Keep in mind that this chart is very fluid and it's completely fine if you think this character needs more of some aspects despite what your intended chart looks like. A sketch could drastically change the chart and that's fine. I want the first one to be color and story focused. As you can see, I'm just putting down something like a placeholder of sorts. The story is that she's tying her hair. Maybe she needs to go to something quick and she wants to look formal. All the characters will have a jacket of sorts. Second one, I want more outfit. I copied the reference almost exactly. To show the design of the outfit, I'll combine this and this to make the jacket more interesting. She's also going to have glasses and maybe some cooler, spikier hair. Third one, I want the appearance and personality to excel. She has a cooler, mature design to her. Usually, taller, more slender figures tend to give out more of those vibes. Maybe I'll experiment with giving her a bag and putting more accessories on her. Fourth is power focused. I want her to have a sword, a mask instead of glasses, frizzier hair, and overall more muscular build. I also put some horns and sharp teeth on the mask to really sell the intensity of the character. It gives it more of a dangerous look. And the last one is story and color. I drew her wounded and so her jacket isn't fully worn. The pose is her lying down, resting with her sword at the back. I want her to be the least interesting in appearance, but excel most in story. I did some final sketches in the sketch before I solidify certain elements. I didn't like the second one, and so I scrapped it, and all the others need more of their respective grades. Like the third one needs to be cooler, and the fourth one needs to actually show strength. Giving her more muscles will do the job. And the third one needs to be fancier, maybe more fierce. As you can see, setting up a chart forces you to hit a certain threshold in the design. It really depends on whether you think you've hit that threshold. I tried a futuristic outfit for the second one, and I still didn't like it. And so I opted for a more normal outfit. Finally, these are my sketches. I'll develop each and every character further, maybe put them in a more interesting pose. I didn't like the second one, and so I scrapped it altogether. Now that I have the perfect reference for my vision, it's easier to put more into it. I can improve upon it, make it more interesting. Here's the sketch. The story is that she's getting ready to go out and ties her hair, only to find her cat playing with her hair tie. The lighting indicates that the sun just came up. Here's the final outcome. I gave her more story since I honestly think that her initial design was too boring. The final design now gives a more interesting scenario. The scenario is that she's a painter, indicated by the paint spots on her body and on her outfit. She just finished painting and is cleaning up, finds her cat playing with her hair tie. I like it. Not the best design I've come up with, but still good given the constraints of my reference. I scrapped the second one. Third is a fierce boss type of character. I changed the color slightly to give it more cool colors. Gave her a handbag. I wanted her to have short hair so that she stands out more. I did make her figure too thick, and not in a bad way. My initial idea was that she would be more slender than thick, to really sell the cooler look. It's cool, not bad, but definitely the weakest in terms of interest. I think I made her look too basic with her clothing. The coat is nice, but I think the overall design hindered the potential of the character. Still good though. Fourth one is a barbarian adventure of sorts. Maybe a mercenary, given the mask she wears, hiding her identity. At first, I was actually struggling with this character since I wanted to show her muscles without just showing skin. And so I opted for a more skin-tight outfit. I eventually got stuck with her design, and so I used a textured brush and put some random strokes. Then, I saw a vision, a potential, an epiphany. My initial design was that she would wield a sword, but then I changed it into an axe. Now that I've put these shapes, a scythe would fit her better than any other weapon, given that she's a character that's supposed to be feared. I love it. You can tell that I'm biased about this design since I put the most time and effort into this character. I wanted her weapon to be a shadow-like scythe that she can freely disperse and conjure, making it a more stealthy weapon and a lightweight weapon for her to traverse quietly. I didn't want to render her scythe since I wanted it to be a non-static thing. It also just looked way cooler. Here's the final product. Best one for sure. Now, she's stepping on a pile of her slain enemies, her hands corrupted by the scythe's power. So, advice whenever you get stuck. Use a textured brush and just put some shapes. You might find something you like. And for the last one, the wounded. I couldn't decide on whether I wanted her to be wounded or have already passed. I couldn't decide, and so I made it more ambiguous. She looks dead, but you don't really see her face. The scene gives a mysterious look to it. The sun rising, asking the question of how long she's been there. Who wounded her? And how did she get there? So much mystery, yet so little answered. The simplest looking character, yet so much interest. I think I sold it with the added animals around her, indicating that she hasn't moved in a while, making her fate more bleak. I like it. It's pretty good, honestly. Considering that I've been very busy with life for the past month, the art that I made was still very nice. Here are their initial charts, and this is how I would personally grade them given the dialogue I've given them. The changes are actually more drastic than I anticipated. Overall, a good technique in my opinion. At the end of the day, you should just let your heart and mind speak. This chart that I made shouldn't be a rule. It should just be a guide. Not following this chart shouldn't hinder your initial designs like it did mine. Every design deserves to be seen and to be appreciated, regardless of how basic you might think it is. A character could literally wear a white t-shirt and can still be interesting. Satisfaction is your goal, not a maxed out chart. The most important thing is that you let your heart and mind flow. Anyways, I hope this helped ease your troubles. Thank you so much for the support on my first video. You guys were very sweet. I can't really post as much as I want to, just because of life things. And I want every video to be higher quality. But I do plan to post more frequently in the future. Just right now is very hectic, and so production has slowed. When I do get my footing on YouTube, I will try to do more. Anyways, that's it for me. Happy learning, everyone.